All right, welcome back to the Buddy Show, where we are once again coming to you still from the beautiful city of Chiang Mai here in northern Thailand. I'm going to call this, I was going to call it The Road Goes On Forever and the Party Never Ends, and I was going to attach a song, which is by that name by Robert Earl Keen Jr., and I still may do that. But I'm thinking I'm going to call it, just this clickbait. I was afraid this would happen. And it's something I alluded to last video. I'm here now 5 months, and for the past 2+ years, I've moved every 6 months. And now that I'm here for 5 months, there's something, in my, I don't know, subconscious or something, not to get too mental about it, that is telling me to move. And I love it here. And I've been talking to my friends in the Philippines. Let me just see if I can straighten this out. And as I mentioned, the big attraction with the Philippines is a lot of it is speaking the English language. I don't know anybody here. I'm not in an area where I can really hang out with expats. Most of them around here are young backpackers, European and Korean. I think the Chinese are going to start coming in soon now that they're allowed to be in. It's still apparently much, much less visitors coming into Thailand than has been in the past. So I'm still thinking about going to the Philippines. First of all, as I mentioned in the last video, the cost. So one of my viewers told me that I think he says he's in Phuket. And his agent told him, again, sort of under the table retirement visa for $900. And I was quoted more like 13 for the agent that I had talked to, a friend's agent. And, that's a lot of money. I certainly have it in savings, no problem there. But my friend Jason, who has a YouTube channel, Asia Unscripted, I highly recommend his channel. I recommend you in the Philippines, Paul, Old Dog Do Tricks, Paul in the Philippines, particularly if you're interested in the Philippines. Jason just moved back to Cebu from Vietnam, so he has some good Vietnam videos as well. He said that the total cost for a year staying in the Philippines is under $500. So that's a lot less, and it's not all at once. It's incremental. 1 month, I don't know, 3 months, 6 months, whatever. And so it's not all at once. It can come out of a monthly income rather than one fell swoop. In the beginning, all cash. And so that's what I'm thinking about. I'm still, I'm here for a year or so. Next month, yeah, it's still January. Next month, I have to go back later in the month to extend my visa again. And I'm going to have to go back to that foolish self-defense class. I don't know how long I can get away with not doing it. So I'm in this condo, which I still love the condo in the area, for till August. I had to pay 2 months deposit and a month in advance or something. I mean, anytime I pay any of that stuff, I write it off. I may never get it back, so that's just the way things go. And if need be, I'm ready to do that. But I don't want to, obviously. It's $600. There's my whole year for the Philippines. Another thing about the Philippines that I heard from both Paul and Gio was when you re-up, it's really a tourist visa in the Philippines, it's kind of a hassle at that point to leave. But if you do it before that 6-month period, then it's not a hassle. And so I think what both of them are planning to do, and what I would be planning to do if I go there, and which sort of dovetails into this conversation of being here for 5 months and feeling like I should be leaving. Leaving every 6 months in the past has been a hassle and not something to look forward to. And that's mostly because each time I've done that, I've had to fly somewhere, and I'd have to fly here as well, but it's not halfway around the world. It's not a 32-hour, you know, travel regimen. That's exhausting. And I don't like flying, and I don't like any of that. But I think what they're planning to do, and what makes perfect sense to me, is every 5.5 months or so, or, basically where I'm at now, they'll fly out to Kuala Lumpur or Penang or here or, Phuket or Vietnam or China, or not China, fuck China, Hong Kong or something like that, which of course is still China, Taiwan. And the flights are relatively inexpensive. I think the most round trip was a couple of $100, and some even cheaper than that. So that would sort of temper the traveling bone, as it were, and go out and stay someplace, in a hotel or Airbnb for a week or so, get my fill of the local scenery and food in particular. One of the great complaints about Philippines is the food, and I live in Thailand, obviously, and it's some of the greatest food in the world, and I love it. I live here, so I eat it all the time. But if I had the opportunity, let's say, okay, I'm in someplace in Philippines. Dumaguete is probably the first place. I don't know that I'll end up staying there, just because it is such an expat haven. But then every 5.5 months, get to go to Hong Kong and have some great dim sum, or come here, go to Phuket or Pattaya or Bangkok and have some great Thai food, over to Saigon again and have great Vietnamese food, soak in the culture, and then go back home. And so it's two things. It's having a home base, it's having a home, and it's the ability and indeed perhaps the necessity of going somewhere else every 5.5 months or so. So that's what I'm kicking around. The language thing, there's a lot of people here who speak English, and if I fell in love with the place, and I'm not certain I can do that anymore with a woman or with a location. And it could be that the past 3 years or so of traveling has kind of got its hooks into me, and that's a little worrisome. But having a home base and then traveling is a kind of a cool thought. Like right now I can't, because I have to go to this foolish class. I know I sang its praises in the beginning because it enabled me to come back to Southeast Asia. But honestly, it's kind of a hassle, and I don't want a hassle. And the money, of course. I could teach online. I could make $10 an hour teaching online English. But I'm a retired guy. I don't want to work. I'm a writer. I like writing. I'm writing my second novel now, and ultimately, I think with the help of my mentor, my friend Pam, I'll be able to make a decent living. I don't need to be a bestseller. I could be a mid-lister. A mid-lister means making mid 5 figures, 6 figures, which is a great living here. Anything like that. I eat just on what I make on Social Security. I might have a nice 1-bedroom large apartment, and I eat well, and all things like that. The area is not conducive for me to walking. Go out in the morning and walk. It's just because it's very, very busy. Where I was in Satiam, that was a much better area. So I had I played with the idea of maybe I'll move to Hua Hin, beach town, or Jam Tien Beach near Pattaya, another beach town. I lived for 10 years at the beach in Plymouth, Mass, and I thought I had my fill of it, but I missed the smell of the ocean, and I'm probably going to leave Chiang Mai after my lease is done anyway, because I do want to live in a beach town again. I don't know for how long. So the other advantage of the Philippines is because it's so cheap to get the visa, leaving again is not an issue. I don't have to go to a class to be able to stay. And obviously getting a retirement visa here would be the same thing, but it's expensive. So these are just some of the things that I'm mulling around in my mind. I look forward to your comments and your suggestions about anything you want to hear about. Please like and subscribe. I've only got 300 or so subscribers. I'm not really trying very hard at this. I'm not looking at it as a way of making a living, but it would be good to be monetized at some point. But that's a long way away. Oh, congratulations to Rike and V. They announced that they were secretly married in 2021 when Rike had to go back to his mother's in the U.S. in California. So congratulations to them. Anything again, please comment down below. Till then, stay frosty, do what you got to do. Take it easy, baby.